was talking to my bro about all the red pill shit and what's the podcast? Fresh and Fit. And I was like, yo, if you look at it, what's really happening, this whole group of men are making women their identity of like me being able to get women liking me. That's like my whole identity as a person. That's fucked no matter what gender you are. Your identity can't be based on who you can attract. You know what I'm saying? You're basically past that. And on top of it, all these men who it's like, they're spending hours a day thinking about how to get women with way more things going on in life. Yeah. But these are the men who are going to become fathers. And I was like, think about that when like you have a kid and you go to your kid's friend's crib and their dad's watching Fresh and Fit in like 2034.
You know what I'm saying? Or like the Sneeko guy and the Marlon guy from Fresh and Fit. What happens when they have daughters? How are they going to treat their daughters?
And it's like Marlon, I don't know if it's Marlon, but Marlon said before, he's like, he's never been in love. He's never been in a real relationship. I'm like, why are you the one giving advice? Two, I'm like, it's very obvious that girls just don't like you. You know what I'm saying? Like, money or not.
But
like,
don't you have that? Don't you have that one friend? Because I do. Like one of my best friends. Like the man has never been in a relationship, but the man has the most relationship advice. Yeah. And I'm just like, sometimes I listen to him because he thinks logically, and I need that sometimes. But other times I'm like, yo, you haven't experienced what I experienced.
You have no idea what this is.
So you don't. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like,
there's certain things that only experience can like tell you. You can't read it in a book.
Yeah, especially relationships. Because relationships, you think one way going in. Like I always tell my like women friends, I'm like, yo, stop telling yourself if he does one thing wrong, I'm gonna leave. Because you're gonna keep being hating yourself the longer you stay. But that never happens.
I do think this generation, there's a big issue with not sticking through like the journey and the peaks and the lows, right? Like people are just going, one little thing just went wrong. That's it. I'm done. I'm over this person. I'm gonna keep it moving. Like I think that's what this generation's on.
Microwave society. Look at TikTok. Look at everything. It's like quick and over. On to the next thing. I need endorphins. I need to feel good all the time.
This guy's giving me an ick about this one thing. I'm done with him. It's like,
I hate that.
It's back. You know what it is? It's backwards because I feel like if you've been in a relationship, you realize it's like. It's not a checklist of things that they do wrong, you know? Because that checklist is going to add up. You date someone long enough, checklist is going to add up. Like, this is what it is. Yeah. What it is really is like, how much do I care for this person and how much are they invested and how much am I invested? Because if you just think about like, oh, fuck, I hate the way she wears her kicks or she never cleans the kitchen. Yeah. Like, breaking up with someone over some stuff like that is kind of like...
Yeah. You can always find something that's going to like, tick you off here and there.
Yeah.
Like...
But I think the issue is, she doesn't clean that often. All right, cool. Or this guy doesn't clean that often. If you're not communicating that and you're just holding on to it and holding on to it as your sole reason, it's like, it's kind of on you because your job is to make that person better. My job is to help my woman be better and her job is to help me be better. If that comes with communication.
Yeah, if you don't say nothing.
Yeah, if I keep seeing you don't want to walk the friggin' dog and I'm not saying shit, I'm just going to be on dog walks upset when I could have just communicated with you and said, hey, once in a while, can you walk the fucking dog? Like,
simple. Nah, I know Christmas knows like, when you're with someone for a long time, probably what you're actually seeing too, like, there's enough stuff that you just, like, annoys you, whatever.
There's a bag of shit that it pissed me off.
But it's like, it doesn't stop you from loving them. You know what I'm saying? Like, your love still stays, whatever. That's what you're saying society's different, is like, people don't move like that now. Like, one of my exes, I told her, I was like, listen, I would love you in a wheelchair. Like, I like that you're trying to look cute for me and whatever, but like, I love you as the person, you know what I'm saying? Like, That's all this is.
I've been with women that are like, they feel like they had to do so much, like, in terms of aesthetics to make sure that they like
good enough for you.
I'm like, yo, do your hair how you want to do your hair. I don't really care.
Like you're already here.
Yeah, like I'm here. I'm not going anywhere. I'm stuck. I'm locked in. Like when I tell somebody I'm locked in, I'm locked in. But,
wow, it's funny you said that because this is maybe be a different podcast. But going to all these weddings now, I'm seeing my friend's wedding.
Yeah,
I'm seeing that like it feels like 90% of people who are getting married, it's like the woman is the one like pushing it, you know, like the man's not saying he's gonna leave, but the man's not pushing to get married. You know what I'm saying? And I know you said you're not going anywhere. It's like all these men are not going anywhere. Yeah, but the woman is like pushing to get married regardless. I'm like, that's such an interesting concept.
I got a friend going through that right now. I can't drop names. Actually, I got a couple friends going through that right now.
You know what I'm saying? Names, and it's like my one friend who him and his girl been together for over 10 years, like. He wasn't going nowhere. Like everyone knows that it's like.
I guess the marriage is a sense of security. So it can only go so far for me to tell you that I'm locked in. Like you need some type of static feeling like, yo, this guy's not going anywhere.
Respectfully though, like
it doesn't. I know what you're gonna say, and it's gonna get you in a lot of trouble.
Yeah.
But I completely agree with what you're about to say because I know what you're gonna say.
You get it.
But it does add that extra feeling of security. Like this guy's actually not going anywhere.
Is that not her problem though for not being like secure enough to be like this is
free?
And that's a conversation for another podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that's my thing. Is just like this man has shown you no signs that he's going anywhere.
Yeah,
anywhere. You know.
Yep.
But somehow, it's like last thing is like all this like dating shit people are talking about. All this is an insecurity and sense of self.
Yeah.
What you think of yourself and how secure you are and who you are and what you are.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that decides how offended you get by certain things, how worried you get about certain things. Yeah. It's like if I see a post and it goes, and a girl says, any guy who's under 6'5" and doesn't have $1 million is whack. If that offends me, that's on me.
Yeah.
That's my own insecurity. Yeah. This is something that's gonna offend me. You know what I'm saying? If you're really secure in yourself, it takes a lot to get you offended, to get you worried.
I find those lists of demands, like when I see that, I need a guy that's this. One, that nigga probably doesn't exist. Two, he's probably not checking for you.
It's cap.
And three, like it doesn't bother me because you're probably not gonna find that guy.
And it's cap.
And the person who's posting is probably like,
and I don't want you
to
be alone for like ever, you know?
No, and it's cap. Like a girl could be literally fucking with a gremlin and go on the internet and say that. That's the issue. It's like we hear the internet, we assume it's true. It's like it's cap. It's
and
like
it goes with guys too. It'll be like, yo, I want this girl that does this, that, and the third, and she looks like that, and she does this, and yo, the man is with like a bubble up.
Yeah. You have friends. I know people like that where they were always like da 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 da, and then you're like, this is the one you're like locked you down
with, and it's like, yo, you can't.
Which is fine, but then I'm like,
absolutely.
You obviously realized they probably grew up a little bit, right? Realized maybe had that connection, and they finally learned.
Absolutely fine.
No, you're right. Because our age, they're you definitely known the friend now. We're like, we're talking about like, I do want to settle down.
Just
I do
don't
whatever.
boost it to me. Like I don't need to hear that.
But there is a friend who's like,
I
want my wife to be fucking hot, and you're like, yo, like. There's other things to worry about.
That's the prereq. Just stay single, man.
Yeah, you know. But there are those people for sure.
That's crazy.
I think some people just get bored too, or like not bored, but they don't realize like in a relationship, the longer it goes, there's lulls, there's points. You're gonna think about other things, but
bro, you always as a man, even as a woman, you're always gonna think the grass is greener on the other side. Mm-hmm. You just gotta stay locked in, bro. I went through an entire pandemic during a relationship. We both were gaining weight. We both weren't looking like how we looked. Maybe our personal confidence or self-confidence were dwindling. Yo, it's on me to make sure that you feel comfortable. It's on you to make sure that I feel comfortable and happy. And that's what it is at the end of the day. TED Talk.
Now let's lose them.
Real quick before we get started, I want to wish everybody a great day today, except the people that yell when they're in the gym. I hate you people. I absolutely hate anybody that yells and screams throughout their workout. It bothers me.
Oh,
exactly, and that happened to me today, and it was troublesome for my mental, man. Like I really wanted to enjoy my workout, take my time with it. My headphones, my AirPods were dead, so it was just me vibing to my own energy. And I just heard this old guy just screaming and yelling. And he wasn't old. He wasn't screaming and yelling because he was struggling. He was just screaming and yelling.
Because he's old?
No, just because naturally, like, he just wanted to scream and yell.
Okay.
So you people that scream and yell in the gym, I hope you have a bad day. You people that drop heavy-ass weights in the gym, I hope you guys have a bad day.
PSA for the people, because those people in the gym are the worst. It's like, what are you here for?
Yeah.
Like, this is not your personal space. Act accordingly. Not fuck them.
Yo, we can make a segment at the beginning of each episode. What grinds my gears?
What grinds my gears?
That is going to be a very fruitful segment.
Yeah, so let's do that. I like that.
That's funny. I have like a list from like a while ago where I was doing a podcast and I wrote down things
that grind your gears.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So yeah, we can rotate it.
We got enough. Okay, Chris, you got next.
Oh, what? Oh, okay. Let me see. Let me pull up my list. Oh, yo, it was someone. Oh, someone posted this picture and they're like, what do you think about when your man likes would you get mad at your man liking other girls' pictures on Instagram? That grinds my gears. Because I just think that's like stupid, like immature. Like you like the post and it's like the end of the world.
Yeah, and I've been through that conversation, and I'm probably gonna go through it for my next relationship, and all and on and on and on.
I've been through that too. You don't know what it feels like when you get screenshots sent to your phone of another girl's picture, and all you see is liked by First Class Smiley, liked by AngelSmiley.com.
Yeah.
Maybe if you know them or if you're in their circle, but I'm talking about, I'm specifically talking about, say there's like a, nice picture of like Selma Hayek or something, and like you like it, and then people getting mad at that, like, do you really think I'm going to have a chance with Selma?
Well, first of all, yes.
Thank you.
I will have that chance. 2, it's Selma Hayek. Like, we're not going to play a game. If you don't like the picture, something's wrong with you.
Yeah. Like I want a girl who appreciates the same
really
picture that I like.
like celebrity pictures like that. Like even if it's someone I'm like attracted to or something, like Kirstie Clemens, if she posts something, I'm not.
No,
I don't know. I don't really do it.
I'm not really like a liker as much anymore, except for on my business page. Then I'll like shit and all that stuff. But personally, I'm not going through too much. I'll like a funny comment before I'll like a picture.
I like pictures just to show love. Like
it's
not I'm trying to fuck you, I'm trying to date you or anything like that. Like I'll just show I like a picture to show love.
That's where I've been in this like situation in trouble before, because I say like my friend group, my acquaintance group has grown a little bit since I've been in this business. And so you end up following some people who might have a little bit more racy pictures, a little more provocative.
Fair.
They're confident.
Yeah, exactly. And so it doesn't always work when you say, I actually know her. Like, she got an album coming out. I'm just showing her.
Yeah.
It doesn't always work when you try and get that
lingerie. Yeah, I feel that.
Like, it's for the single. Like,
she has a nice smile.
There you go.
Link in the bio.
OF.
Trying to support.
Crazy. What episode are we at?
38.
It's not another run-of-the-mill episode that you guys are used to. We're going to switch it up a little bit today because of the anniversary of
hip hop.
There we go. So on this fantastic episode 38, we're going to be talking all hip hop, all topics that you guys sent over to us that we appreciate. Hopefully you guys are into hip hop because we're going to be talking about a lot of hip hop today. I'm your host, Ralph, aka the Mayor, aka the Last Airbender, aka Caribana Recovery.
We're gonna get to that in a bit.
We'll get to that in a little bit. But yes, I am in recovery mode after Caribana. I don't do this podcast by myself. I do it with my amazing co-hosts, my cohorts, my friends. And the first one is right beside me. Talk to him.
Yeah, it's your boy, Angel Smiley Official, AngelSmiley.com, a.k.a. the Godfather. I am not in Caribana recovery, but yeah.
Lucky you, brother.
Lucky me for sure.
Boom, boom, boom.
Chris, it's all you.
Hi, here we go, yo. The mayor's office. Chris, Stocks Edwards, 1990 Studios. We are in the building, ready to rip it. And feeling good today, boys. How are you guys feeling?
Feeling good.
Yeah, I'm feeling good. Feeling good.
So Caribana recovery can be multiple things. And it means multiple things to me. The first thing it means is my physical recovery. Went out, I would say 4 straight nights. I had a friend pull up to the city. I know 4 straight nights at 30 is crazy. But yeah, my friend JJ, shout out to Ness. He pulled up in the city first time from Tampa, came to Toronto, first time in Canada, period. So I had to show the homie a good time. So that was the physical part of it. The mental part of it, recovering, getting back into like the 9 to 5, the regular life, and et cetera, getting back on the podcast for you people. And then the biggest part, the financial recovery, was humongous.
Yeah. What? Tell me what that was like, because I was definitely trying to avoid spending money. I was like, whatever is free.
Let me tell you what catches you during Caribana weekend. The Ubers will definitely catch you slipping. Like coming from, because I live North York, so coming from downtown North York, a lot of these Ubers are very expensive. I tried to offset that with a lot of train movements, but like late night, obviously I can't do that after an event.
Not the same, no.
So yeah, so it was that. I went to a club that ran me a little bit of bread. I went to a couple other parties that ran me a little bit of bread, and then just being on road, going out to eat, et cetera, it adds up. So I went out Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and that's something I will never do again.
That's
Not the 4 straight days, but next year 2 max.
What was the best thing you went to out of all the events?
Oh shit.
What's with the laugh there, dude?
Yeah.
Whoa, what's going on?
Nah, the best event that I went to was probably the event that I saw you at. The Soho House event. That was pretty cool. There was a lot of great people there. Shout outs to Amani. She invited and let us know about that event. I had no idea about it. But yeah, it was pretty dope. Rhythm and Rum, I believe it was called. Rum and Rhythm, something like that.
I see you're trying to avoid getting time coded right now.
Yeah.
And I get it. Yeah. That was probably the highlight for me too. I went to the parade for the first time in years. Like I had not been to the parade probably since they made you pay for it. So that was pretty good. Then my friend Myron is his first time at Caribana, so
awesome, Myron.
It was cool to see him experience Caribana for the first time. I saw a lot of people I knew like part of the parade, like with floats. So that was pretty cool. Like probably 3 or 4 times, someone was like, "Yo, anything you need, we got you. We got chicken and rice over there." Yeah. So I was like, listen, this is the best time to be popular. But the event at Soul House is probably the highlight.
Had a good time. Yeah,
that was the best. Something happened to me when I went out afterwards. I went to this club in Ajax.
Same night.
Same night at Soho.
You pull it back to back. Adriel Smiley at 29 years old.
I literally went home and slept. I literally went home, slept for like 90 minutes, rolled a blunt, and left my house.
Damn.
And I saw someone I knew at the event in Ajax. Someone I used to work with. We're pretty good friends. And I've been meaning to check them. They just had a child. I'm like, oh, I got to come, visit you. So I see them in the club and I'm like, oh, wow, I've seen you so long. This person was drunk as a bitch. Like,
for sure.
For a little while, oh my God, Adriel.
Yep.
Quickly, they were trying to dance with me. They were trying to kiss me.
Oh, it was a girl.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And our booth was in the front of the club. So basically, like, there's a little space in front of the DJ booth, and then there's our booth. So everybody saw what was going on. And I was doing the whole move. You know when someone tries to dance with you, you're trying to dodge it? You just do the whole, twirl there. Yeah. I was a bunch of that. Every time
you just weren't having it.
I tried to kiss me, I just did a little hand on the shoulder. Said, oh my, who you here with? Like, so
I've been there for sure.
That was rough. And then afterwards, everyone's like, Adriel, what's going on? Like, do you know her? And I said, the worst part is I know her really well, and she's actually really cool. Yeah, so I'm not going to shout out her name, but it was good to see her, even if that's what it was like.
Yeah, no matter the circumstance, at least you got to, interact with some friends. So for you guys to know, the mayor's office, we have a marketing budget, right? So I don't know if you know where I'm going to go with this, but we have a marketing budget. So Caribana weekend on Saturday.
Oh, I know where you're going with this.
I ended up getting a booth and whatever. Bought a table, got some bottles, and then on one of the bottle cards it said the mayor's office. So I wasted the entire year's of marketing budget on a bottle at the club. So I apologize. We're gonna start getting low quality videos coming in. We're gonna go from 1080p to 240p very, very soon. But I wasted the marketing budget on Casamigos.
Wow.
Did anyone come at you in a club and were like, "Oh my God, who's the mayor"?
No,
you're looking for John Tory or something?
Nah, just the bottle service girl. That was it.
Rough.
Crazy.
What about on the interwebs? Anyone replied to your story and they were like, mayor going up?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
That's how I imagine women talk to Ralph.
Yeah.
Mayor going up.
I converse with women that have some intelligence, so I didn't get that. But yeah, no, some people. Okay.
Just kidding. We're having fun here.
All right. There we go.
Content.
Yeah.
That's pretty funny.
Nah, some people were like, "Oh, that's what's up," but like, it wasn't worth the marketing budget. I'm sorry, guys.
No, definitely not.
I had like T-shirts and shit ordered for us. That's not happening.
We threw them away for
2024.
Next year.
Yeah, it's giving that vibe that summer's winding down now.
Definitely. Like, after Caribana, I feel that way.
That's how I feel like. After Caribana is when the summer kind of like takes a different tone. Things change a little bit. But the thing that's different about this summer is we're celebrating the anniversary of hip hop. I feel like we didn't do enough to celebrate here in Toronto.
I agree.
I think New York had a bunch of events. The journalist I know in New York, she told me she went to the Brooklyn Library to see the Jay-Z exhibit. to kind of celebrate the day. I thought that was cool.
Yeah, that's something I want to do for sure.
I feel like I went to Manifesto and I saw Mine.
I saw that.
Skyfall. I wrote a little piece on that. I wouldn't call that celebrating Hip Hop 50 necessarily. But what would you have done to celebrate Hip Hop 50? Because it's the first 50 years of the genre, first 50 years of the culture, very new. How would you celebrate that if you guys had the choice of like, you could do it anywhere, go anywhere? What would you guys choose to do?
I would probably do like something similar to the concert that you did, but I would try to get like acts within the city that have like some type of cultural relevance, like Cardinal, Official, et cetera, like that type of energy. Keisha, and then maybe do an after party that is strictly for the last 50 years of hip hop, and then going year by year for like top few hits per year, and do that throughout the night. Me as an event planner, something like Manifesto, I guess I will try my best to bring in some acts from outside the city, which I guess they did. But going from what you're saying, I'm guessing it wasn't
getting like, and the crowd, like a lot of Mine fans, a lot of young white kids, they weren't really there for the love of hip hop in a sense, like Mine did his thing, he absolutely killed it, but I feel like my thought with this whole thing is that people are not really learning enough about the history, and as much as they're celebrating hip hop as a whole. I feel like there's a lot of history that we're unaware of.
You know what I would actually do now that I'm thinking about it? You know how the ROM has those nights?
Yeah.
Those museum nights and stuff?
Yeah.
We could do something that simulates the like the Jay-Z experience that in Brooklyn that they have.
Like that.
And do that instead of like me seeing a big blood clot fucking T-Rex. It could be like different like symbolisms of hip hop. And be a route, and you can walk through the route, and the route will take you through the different like subcultures and the times and eras of hip hop as you go through the route.
I might have to give Ram a call. There's something there. There's something there.
Give me some residuals after that.
Chris, anything you would do for hip hop to celebrate?
I like that ROM idea going through it, because I was just thinking like, man, like especially for people not being educated, go watch like the evolution of hip hop, like those documentaries. Start it there and at least get like a base. But like for me personally, like I'm probably just gonna like bump my favorite albums. I'm probably gonna watch my favorite like movies that were like influenced by hip hop. I might even I've been super into skating lately, like I
back on it.
Oh, back on it heavy. I'm gonna pick up a deck like this week and just like go.
Okay.
I'm trying, but yeah, man. I'm just gonna listen to personally. I'm gonna listen to what I listen to all the time anyway, which is mostly hip hop. Probably just go back to some of the old classics, and throw on like movies that really resonated with me as a kid, like even like Get Rich or Die Trying, like those kinds of movies that I was super like into personally. But like big picture, I like that ROM idea. I think that'd be sick, because like just being able to walk through and like see everything and get like samples and like just kind of like, I think it would give people more of a respect for like how big it really is.
I feel like the AGO or the ROM could pull something like that off make it more of an urban vibe.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I think that's a good point, because when you said that, I thought about the fact that so many of our people who are like historical figures in Canadian hip hop, at least, are still around.
Yeah.
Like I'm thinking that Nas is turning 50 this year. Nas is as old as hip hop.
Yeah.
And so it's like, for it to be this brand new.
Yeah.
And like we still have a lot of these people still here. Like obviously we've lost a lot of people, but to have people still here who were like kind of around for the beginning, I think is pretty cool, because that's something I've really been thinking about a lot over the past little while, is just how hip hop has grown. Back in the day when it was like the ringtone era, and they were like, this ain't real rap, this ain't real hip hop, think of what we're talking about now, and there's a kid online who will argue with you that Lil Uzi Vert is the best rapper out.
Yeah.
Like a whole different ball game. And then think about where the women are in hip hop.
Facts.
It's a whole different ball game. This question, I feel like I know your answer for this, but we're gonna find out one way or another. And Chris, this goes to you as well.
Okay.
Who's your female GOAT of hip hop?
Oh, that's an easy one.
Who's yours?
Nicki Minaj.
Barb in the building.
Please don't.
That's your AKA.
I actually watched the movie too, which is crazy.
I didn't see it yet. It's good.
Yeah. It's alright. It's funny. It's actually funny. But yeah, Nicki Minaj.
That's fair.
What about you, Chris?
I'll go Missy Elliott for sure.
Missy Elliott is a GOAT.
Yeah, that was one of the I forgot the album. what album was it that I picked up? One of the first early like hip hop albums that like my parents like let me buy.
Probably your first album, I'm assuming.
Yeah,
right?
it was her first album, and then the second album was "Stank on Ya" by Without Cap.
Oh yeah.
Those two albums, I remember picking those out. I was with my dad because my mom was always like, it was either that or it was J-Con. No, it wasn't J-Quan, but that was like,
Shout out
dude.
J-Quan.
I got my J-Quan album taken from my mom, and then I just like pulled the CD out and left the case up in the top shelf, and she like never knew.
Yeah,
but
I've done that a couple times.
I remember that it was definitely Be Missy because I remember that moment where I was with my dad and I was like, yeah, get whatever the hell you want, and it like had the parental advisory.
Yeah.
And I just went and just like ran those like all the time.
Yeah, Super Duper Fly in 97. Yeah, I think Nicki's the answer. Like Missy, I think Missy would have been the answer until Nicki came along.
Missy's on the Mount Rushmore.
Who'd be number 2 if not Missy?
Yeah, she's on the Mount Rushmore.
Yeah, I'm saying before Nicki came around.
Before Nicki came around, who'd be number 1?
Yeah.
Like Missy, because Missy came out in 97. Nicki starts in like 09.
Yeah.
So Missy has like 10 years where she is like, you know, the GOAT for that time.
If Lauren gave us one more album, I would have gave it to her.
I think like skill wise, Lauren's the best. Like if I need like if the aliens say we need your best rap verse by a woman or we're killing everyone, I said Lauren, do what you got to do.
Yeah,
damn.
Yeah,
you know,
Max Kellerman.
But Nicki doesn't get her credit. I feel like we take Nicki for granted now. Do you guys feel like that, or am
not on this podcast? We talk about her like every other episode.
True. We're not the Glorilla podcast anymore. We're the Nicki Minaj podcast.
Yeah,
but I feel like she is kind of like taken for granted in a sense.
Definitely.
Do you think it has anything to do? You know when like Starships came out and she kind of started going down that like weird.
I hated that era of Nicki.
Right?
I'm not even the biggest Nicki fan like that, but that era.
Does that take away from her though? Or do you got to give it to her, but like, you know what, let her get that bag? That's a big bag.
I think it does. I was never
she
a
did
Nicki.
For the bread, for sure.
I was never a Nicki man.
And all that shit.
Super.
I was never a Nicki man. Like,
actually, early days I was, because I was a huge Lil Wayne fan. I was like, she's the female Lil Wayne.
Those times I was fucking with Nicki.
Yeah, like Make Me Proud. You know, when she does the collabs, like Monster. Obviously, you had some of those, but like, I was never like, Nicki album coming Friday, like
no.
I was never on.
I listen to a whole different genre before I go run and listen to Nicki. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's like I feel like we take her for granted because how many people who are active right now are like the greatest of all time? Like, you know, in something at least. You know, like Nicki's the greatest female rapper, and she's active still. You know, how many people are active right now who are the greatest?
For obviously for rap, it's a little different because it's only been 50 years.
Yeah.
So yeah, you might have like a Hove, which a lot of people would say is the GOAT.
But Hove's not active.
Hove's gonna drop something in the next couple of years. But anyway, that's a conversation for another day. Hove he has the ability to drop an album
and
tomorrow.
He's still good.
Yeah.
That's my point. He's not officially retired.
Yeah.
So I said that about music. I guess when it comes to like sport, basketball, you do have some people that are walking around there that are considered the GOAT. Still, there's 3 niggas out there. Soccer, there's 2 niggas out there. Technically just 1 if you ask a lot of people.
Yeah.
He's still walking around doing his thing and fucking people up.
Crazy,
So like it's rare, but it happens. It happens.
Yeah, but I think we talk about those people you named or didn't name.
Yeah.
In a different way we talk about Nicki. So I'm like, I think is a big part of it. Like
she's not revered like we talked about.
Yeah, like Nicki shouldn't be in the same conversation with the Cardis and Megs of the world. In all honesty, like Nicki should be up here, and it's like you know, it's like when someone young tries to beef with Jay-Z. It's like,
what are you doing?
You know, sure.
Yeah.
But we treat it as if Megan, Cardi, and Nicki all like
are in the same
came in together, you know?
Yep.
So it's like, yeah.
Well, I guess like Nicki's had those legs where she's kind of like went through these different eras and she's still relevant in this era of Cardi and Meg.
That's true. She ain't washed yet.
Nah, she's not washed. I think she could probably still come out with like a fire album if she.
I think that's where people put you in the GOAT categories. It's like when you either 1 pass away or 2 stop doing what you're doing. Completely.
Yeah, you being active hurts you.
It hurts you in a sense, yeah.
And before we talk about someone getting 10 years, is there a female rapper that you actually do like to listen to? I know you say it on Nicki, man, but is there a female rapper that like you bump pretty often or
that
you bump
I
the
like
most?
enjoy listening to?
Yeah.
Rhapsody. For sure.
Yeah, Rhapsody's good.
If I want to get a little like more ratchet with my music, I'll throw Glow in there a little bit. But yeah, I'll say Rhapsody is probably my number 1 that I'll listen to like casually.
Yeah, Rhapsody is the truth. Is the truth. So your boy got 10. How do you feel about it?
He's not my boy.
You said,
He's talking about one of my niggas. But yeah, Tory got 10, man. I don't want to talk too deep on this because we're going to continue with the anniversary of hip hop. I just feel like this is something we can just touch on.
No, this is important.
10 years is a lot for what it was claimed that he did or did not do. There's a lot of evidence that goes against what he did. The general public perception of what he did.
Yeah.
Like when it comes to gun residue and actual like physical evidence, like a lot of things are.
So you think he didn't do it?
I didn't say that.
So why did he not take the stand? That's what I want to know. If you were with a girl,
maybe it was poor counsel.
If you're with a girl and y'all are out,
right,
and someone's accusing her of getting shot, you're doing 10 years. You're standing tall. That's how I'm saying. Chris, I'm looking at very simple like
Chris,
that.
answer the question, bro. I don't know if he was asking me.
Oh, if I think he did it?
No, I'm saying if that's you in that situation, you're involved with a woman.
Yeah.
You're at a party.
Yeah.
It's your gun, and they're saying that you shot her, but you did not shoot her. You're gonna stand tall for whoever shot her and do the 10 years.
He's not standing tall though. He's going against what everybody's saying. Like,
but he didn't go on the stand. If you didn't shoot her,
maybe it was poor counsel. I don't know why he didn't go on the stand. Personally,
is he guilty then? Is that why?
That's what I'm saying. Like why? Like if he went on the stand, he could clear everything up.
Maybe he felt that I don't know. I'm just speaking hypothetically. Maybe he felt that the evidence would have done the talking for him, and it wouldn't help even if he came on stand. So
maybe it is poor counsel because I don't think that I think the actual evidence isn't really in his favor, but I feel like they did a good job of like leaking things that were like half true or whatever, so that the public perception was that he was innocent. But I was like, the actual evidence is not enough that he would be like his testimony is needed. Like,
okay, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say he also like kind of made some like bad mistakes. I mean, I don't know if he whatever, but. When he was in jail, the phone calls leaking, like, bro, you're on the jail phone, like it's being recorded.
Yeah.
The album that he dropped where he was like getting too mixy with it. You know, if you're in that situation,
you're making a mockery of the at that point.
Yeah, don't even talk about it.
Okay, for me, I don't know what happened.
Yes, I also don't know what happened.
I feel like this is very messy. I feel like people can go back and forth on this all day. I'm going by what I see and what I believe in terms of personalities and stuff. I don't want to get too deep on this. I feel like maybe a gun was discharged, but maybe it wasn't discharged directly at Meg. That might be what happened.
I don't think it was attempted murder. I don't think it was like a real like.
I think he shot. No, fuck. I don't even want to. I think he shot in the area to scare Meg and it ricocheted. But that's what I think.
That's my thing. Why are we defending that kind of person? Because if we're out, 100%, if we're at Soho House and one of your niggas goes, "Yo, Amani," fucked up. Yeah, so it's like we're being like, "But he didn't hit her, so it's cool." It's fucked up regardless, you know. So that's my also. Anyone's been wrongly accused. Any man knows what that's like if you've been wrongly accused of something he didn't do.
Yeah.
He's not moving like a man who's been wrongly accused. I've been wrongly accused. I know how I moved. I seen other men wrongly accused.
There's some issue with this case, man.
Yeah. It's like, again, last thing I'll say is put yourself in the position of him.
Yeah.
If a woman is shot, who's a woman I'm messing around with, and they're claiming that I did it, this is not how I'm going to behave. But I think the 10 years is because of one, the neighborhood he did it in. And not letting off a gun in that neighborhood. That's the first thing.
And it's California.
Yeah. Two, he's not a resident of that country, so I'm sure his gun was not,
might not have been legal.
Not been legal.
Yep.
Secondly, just the having a gun and discharging the gun is 7 years on its own. So it's like people are saying like all the stuff is like having the gun discharging it is 7 years on its own. So you add into it the neighborhood he's in. He's a celebrity. He's not American. He was taunting the justice system. You do the math on that.
You're gonna throw the book at him.
So it's like, again, the what he actually did that we know happened, that we can say for sure happened, that there was a gun, it was discharged.
Yeah,
that is already 7 years. So it's like, if you look at it that way, it's not as much of like they threw the book at it. You know what I'm saying? Because even
that's interesting.
Yeah, because it's like it's multiple charges. It's not just like he got 3 different charges. So all those charges is what came to the possible 13 years. So it's like, my thing is, I don't see how this ages. I just want to see how like the world changes, how people change, how we talk about domestic violence, how we behave now. Because a lot of people are still Tory fans. Tory's not losing fans from this. Tory's still very popular.
Yep, he's trending up.
Yep, he's trending up. Meg, I don't know if there's a way to replicate this, but there has not been a more profile woman who's had something happen to her in this way, where people are like 100% not believing her. You know, and it's like, I'm not a Meg fan in the first place, but if you think about it from the aspect of a woman in our culture, of like a woman in our culture comes forward, that something happened to her, and this is how we treat it. It's like, how can we expect any woman in our culture to come forward with anything? Yeah, because there are abusers in our culture right now who there's been rumors around. We know, I'm not going to name them, but we know who they are, and a lot of women are probably afraid to come forward because of something like this. So it's like, if everyone's not going to believe Meg, you Instagram tummy tuck shorty, you don't have a shot. Realistically, it's like that's a message we're sending. Honestly, it's like it's not great. That's a message we're sending, because it's like,
tummy tuck shorty is crazy.
You know exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Next topic.
The kind of mix between sports and hip hop.
Yeah,
I think. I just released my piece about the history of hip hop in Canada, and through doing research for that piece, I realized so many things about how hip hop grew. Things that were just we're all kind of grew up in like the early 2000s, mid 2000s. So much had already happened in hip hop before we even saw this growth and this change. And to see how hip hop affected sports and that culture, crazy. I think about that Reebok commercial with Jadakiss and Allen Iverson, how big that was. And then all the like athletes starting to dress more like hip hop as like the time went on. In the 90s, it was like some players a little bit, but like the Michael Jordans, Reggie Millers of the world weren't dressing like NWA, you know?
Yeah, especially the NBA and hip hop were like synonymous. Like rappers wanted to be basketball players and basketball players wanted to be rappers. And to this day, actually.
Yeah. And it's like, I think the change of it, we're just used to it because we grew up in the AI era, you know what I'm saying? So it's like AI, Ludacris, that's just normal to us.
Yep.
But it's like the stars of the 90s, 5 years before aren't like, Michael Jordan's not listening to hip hop before his game.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's not how they're getting down. And then Shaq.
Crazy.
When you think about what Dame's doing today compared to what Shaq was doing then, who is the better like rapper hooper? Who takes that crown?
Who's a better rapper hooper? Dame's a better rapper than Shaq, but Shaq is a
better hooper.
Shaq is a more popular rapper than Dame.
So Dame's better, but Shaq is more popular.
Yes.
Do you think Shaq could do what he did right now? Like if he came out again?
If Shaq came out to play right now?
No, like to rap. Like if Shaq was like
current Shaq or like
not
Shaq
current Shaq, but like young Shaq.
Yeah. He would actually probably do more. Shaq would probably be in the fashion right now. Because look how multifaceted he is.
True.
He'd be in the fashion right now heavy. He'd be rapping heavy.
Yeah.
And because he's such a big personality, he probably would have a platinum record like in this era.
Yeah, several.
100%. And then he'd still be Shaq. Like he'd fuck up niggas in the league.
That's crazy. It's crazy to look at Dame. Like Dame, we all know him as like a hooper or whatever. But like if you don't know like hoop, I can't imagine you bumping Dame's tracks.
Nah. Yeah.
You know?
I agree.
Shaq is like a whole different level of...
He has that personality to him, and
he's almost like he's become bigger than just him. He's like a character. It's like he's Shaq, like, you know what I mean? It's like he's like, it's like Mickey Mouse. It's like you're just encompass all this.
Yeah, you're an icon.
Yeah, I want to see that change though. I want to see more out of Hooper's rap, because like when I used to play ball for real, like bro, so many mans on my team were making beats, had little EPs they was working on. And you see it now. Like I saw an interview Jalen Green was saying that him and some guys on the team have made some songs. Paul George said he has some songs that he's recorded.
Yep.
KD, LeBron, Iman Shumpert.
Yep.
Like, so I want to see more of that. Like, where is that next step of like all these guys putting out tracks?
I don't want to see that, bro.
I was gonna say,
I don't focus on basketball, bro.
I don't know if I care to see athletes, rap.
Really, doesn't want to see that.
Nah, I can't tell you like, yo, Dame's a decent rapper still. I'm not gonna knock him, but I can't tell you that I've listened to a full Dame album before.
Yeah, what is like a super rich like athlete? Like what? Like I don't know. Are they just gonna be like, yo, look at me, I got a bunch of 3-pointers, like sick, like
like what they're gonna talk about type of thing.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like like I don't know. I guess it
That's
depends
funny.
on like what you listen to. Like
I got a bunch of
rap-wise.
3-pointers.
Like, I came off the bench, 6th man of the year. Like, what are we doing?
Nah, Dame definitely talks about hooping in his rap sometimes.
But he has to because that's what he's involved in every day, right?
I would like a rapper if they're gonna drop music. I would be more engaged to listen if there were a feature on like a big rapper's like track or something. Like it was Little Uzi Vert featuring Dame. Then I'll be like, okay, I see you. But if it's just Dame and it's just like, it's not really for me like that to just casually listen to. I'm not knocking his rapping skills because he's nice.
Yeah. But you're not interested.
I'm not interested.
Did you listen to Miles Bridges' raps when he was? I'm sure he's still rapping now, but did you listen to?
No.
They were very violent.
Actually, no. I take it back. You know who I actually would fucking listen to?
No, LaMelo Ball.
Yeah, you're right. Miles Bridges. Yeah. I don't know why I thought you said Mikal Bridges. No,
Nah.
Miles Bridges. 100% listen to.
No,
Miles
he definitely
Bridges.
moves like Remble. Like,
Yeah. Nah, his rapping is like different. Like
I can't look at the rap the same after what happened though, because
Yeah,
I'm like,
obvious- yeah,
I'm like,
yeah,
oh, you're
yeah.
living your raps, eh? No, because he would say some crazy shit. Like when he was putting on raps before, we would literally be like, he's saying some crazy shit.
The show's entertaining though.
How is he? No, and the tracks sometimes bump too.
Yeah, they did.
But it's like, how are you not in trouble for saying this? Like,
I was Charlotte not finding you.
yeah, crazy. No. I do want to see it though. I know you guys saying it might be whack, but I don't want to listen to Dame right now. So it's like, it's not gonna like make a difference in my listening. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not gonna be listening to it. But just these guys like having more of a presence, having another revenue stream. And two, like I would love to see like the NBA player. Like I think if there's more of them, the attitude would change. You know what I'm saying? Like Dame got to perform at the All-Star game. Obviously, it's because he's an NBA player. You know, he's not getting festival books or nothing like that. You know what I mean? But if there's more hoopers rapping, the competition level will raise, and we'll just get better music.
Yeah.
So that's.
Yes.
You know what? Yeah, if it's good music, if it's good music, I'm gonna listen to it.
I got all these 3-pointers.
Got all these 3-pointers, bitch.
Yeah, I don't even know, man. Like, do you have a favorite sports reference on a rap song? I always think of that one from Empire State of Mind. He's like, if you paying LeBron, I'm paying Dwayne Wade. Yeah.
That's
As fate would have it, Jace. How did it go? As fate would have it. Oh man, it was the Jay-Z bar on Encore.
Oh, who does he reference in that though?
He was talking about Jordan, bro. Hold on, I'm gonna pull it up. Hold on. Cut all that.
And there's also that one where he goes, "I come back like Jordan wearing the 4-5."
Yeah, that was the one.
Yeah.
Okay. Jay's status appears to be at an all-time high. Perfect time to say goodbye. When I come back like Jordan wearing the 4-5, it ain't to play games with you. It's to aim at you, probably maim you. Come on, man. That shit was hard.
Crazy. Now that's a good one. I feel like the amount of players who get mentioned now is, I think, more though.
Yeah, for
DeMar
sure.
DeRozan gets mentioned more than I thought he would.
Yeah. Rondo gets mentioned a lot.
Yeah, Rondo gets mentioned a lot. Steph don't get mentioned as much as he should, I feel like.
Yeah, some people do it, but it's not that crazy.
Yeah.
It's not really that like eloquent, like in thought. Yeah.
I think there definitely was those 2 or 3 years where it was always like shooter like Curry.
Or Steph Curry with the pot boy. Drake.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah.
Or draft day A. Wiggins.
Yeah.
That was a big deal.
Gucci Mane balling like an athlete, but I got no jumper.
Yeah. I'm interested to see it, man. I feel like
No, you know it's a crazy bar. I forget the rapper, but he's like he's sitting at crypto with his tool in. Fourth quarter, wondering why the fuck Batum in.
Oh yeah, who said that?
That shit was hard.
I know what you're talking about.
I know what you're talking about. Who said that? Damn, yeah. Crazy.
Gotta
Find that for
We gotta
us.
find that one.
That was a crazy bar. Why the fuck Batum in is nuts. Yeah, I'm like, but it is usually the same guys though. I'll say like the same group of like.
Yeah,
4 or 5.
Sure.
I thought there would be more Kawhi bars.
Yeah,
I feel like that's more easier to rhyme stuff with.
Don't worry, Fabulous is coming up with something. That nigga loves.
Yeah, Fab is definitely.
Yeah, he loves those references.
Oh my! Do you have a favorite rapper from that era, the mid 2000s era?
Mid 2000s era. That's a great question.
That's kind of before I met you, so it's like, who were you really bumping at that time?
2000 to 2010.
Yeah.
Clips.
Yeah, that's
Clips
a good
was
one.
up there for me. Missy Elliott was up there for me. 2000 to 2010. That's a good one. I was just starting to get my music palette those times.
But you always been a lyrical guy though.
Yeah, Lupe. I would say Lupe.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably Lupe. Because Food and Liquor came out like, I want to say 05.
Yeah, I think 06.
05, 06. Yeah, it's probably Lupe is my number one.
Yeah. I've never seen you in like your ringtone bag or your snap rap bag.
That was never me.
Yeah.
I never wore a XXL t-shirt. I never did anything. I never leaned with it, never rocked with it either. Yeah.
I used to I used to scheme to get the XXL because my parents were not having that. Like my mom was like, "You're not doing that," and I was like a taller kid, so it's like even at those times, I can't. I could be 14, but looking like however. So what I used to do is like get whatever I'm buying, whatever clothes, and sneak and switch the size.
Oh, you're crazy.
Yeah, and so like my mom's there paying for it. I run to the back, grab the XXL. And back in the day, they had the long, remember the long tees?
Yeah, tall tees, dude.
The tall tees were crazy.
That was never me, man. And I never wore jerseys like that.
Dude,
you know, the thing is, like, when I was younger, like those times, 2000, 2010, like I'm short. Like I'm short now, right?
Yeah.
But like I was shorter and I was skinnier.
Oh, so you couldn't do that.
My head looked big as hell, so I didn't really want to wear like the really big.
You didn't want a soldier boy with it?
Yeah.
You look like a Riley Freebit.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, that's fair. Chris, you have a favorite from that era?
2000 to 2010?
Yeah, it don't gotta be one, but you know this.
Oh man, let's see. I mean, G Unit at that time, early 2000.
Yeah, Chris in a bulletproof.
Bro. dude, I was rocking G Unit wear. Dude, I used to when I was skating too, I was like super into the baggy clothes. So it's like you have baggy pants. Dude, throwing the jersey backwards, maybe.
Yeah,
I'm not even kidding.
Backwards,
dude. Even like the head. I did.
You did the headbands,
dude. A couple times, couple of those dances. You know, you pull up.
Yeah,
bro. It was. I mean, for me, it was probably not a good look, but you know, at the time, it felt like a good look.
I'll see Chris with braids,
dude.
Chris could rock braids, low key.
Give us 1,000 likes, so we'll get Chris braided up.
When I was a kid, I'm not gonna lie, I really wanted braids, but you know, I was like, you know what? Probably not for me.
That was probably your time because if you did it now,
I'd be canceled. Rightfully so. Like respect.
Yeah, you'd definitely be appropriate in the culture at this point in your life.
G Unit definitely was one of the ones.
What about you? What was yours?
Oh, I gotta say one thing. Lil Wayne, of course.
Oh, yeah.
And Gucci, and Jeezy, and T.I., all that.
For sure.
Kanye was my guy those times. When the Kanye 50 battle happened, yo, I was beaking like I was in the battle. Like, I was like telling everyone, I'm like, are you guys stupid? No one's beating Kanye. Are you guys dumb?
Yep.
So that
early 2000s, it was like the LimeWire era, right?
Yeah.
MP3s just started getting into play. So I had I had a Walkman, which is crazy to fucking say.
Yeah, I had a Walkman too.
And then I had the Sony Ericsson phone.
Ooh,
you were up.
Yo,
that
was one of my favorite phones, man.
And then I had the PSP. So the PSP, I was able to just
get
a big memory card and then just download off of LimeWire tracks. So those are the days, bro.
Of all the things we're saying that young people don't understand, PSP is number one. Like,
I feel like some young people know what a PSP is.
But they weren't using how we used to use the PSP.
Nah.
You had, 1,100 songs on a PSP.
Yeah.
And you would just scroll all the way down to find your little Wade.
Dude, do you remember those little players where you'd get like the little discs right before the MP3 came out?
Yeah.
Similar to the PSP? Those were sick.
I wanted an iPod when it first came out. My friend had the first one that was like 300 gigs and it was in black and white.
Yeah.
And I was like, yo, I need that. I thought to myself for some reason that the iPod was like $40. So I dragged my parents into the Best Buy. Be like, no, you get one too. Like, show up to the
you get one too with your own money.
Yo, show up to the iPod. Oh my god, that shit was like $400.
Nah, that shit was mad
I felt
expensive.
so
I never
stupid.
had an iPod.
Yeah,
ever.
No?
Nah, never had a shuffle and nothing.
Dude, I remember I played a game of dice for a shuffle in like grade 10. I lost $50.
Damn.
But that would have been such a come up at that time because they were like 125. Dude.
What?
We were praying for you, bro. We were praying for you.
Yeah, those were the days. I think for me, like, Lil Wayne was one. I was a big T.I. fan. I fuck with Ludacris heavy.
Yes, Luda.
Yeah, Luda and T.I. I was big into like the South, like any Atlanta, Outkast. I was rocking with heavy.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Gucci. I remember I went to Atlanta when I was in high school, and they were playing Gucci Mane in every store in the mall in Atlanta.
Damn.
Sick.
And, like you go on the sneaker store, you're like, okay, it makes sense, whatever. I'm in the CVS in the mall, and it's like a Gucci mixtape. It's not even like the hits, you know what I'm saying? It's like a Gucci tape. I said, we need this in Toronto. Like, this is That's when I realized the Atlanta Pride. That's when I saw it firsthand. Because I was like, there's no way you'd go to Scarborough Town Center and every store is just playing Drake. They could, but that just would not happen. You're not going into Sephora and hearing Drake on repeat.
Did y'all ever have the white tees that were like spray painted?
I was not cool. I was not cool.
Nah, or like the ones with like Bugs Bunny and shit on it.
Yeah.
Nah, I never had one of those.
They gotta bring those. That's kind of what.
No. Don't finish that sentence. No. Leave them exactly where they are.
I'm just getting a tee made. I'm wearing on the show first.
You're gonna get a triple X Bugs Bunny t-shirt.
Maybe not triple X. Maybe just 1X.
Okay. Dude, baggy pants are coming back. So,
but here's the thing: those tees are similar to like the graphic tees now, like the band tees now. Everyone has like a random face on a tee. Like it's a similar kind of style, you know?
Dude, I remember like thinking back to what you used to wear. Like I remember thinking like I'm gonna dress like this forever. I can't wait till I get older. And it's like now I'm like I would like probably not wear like pants like that anymore.
And I think we went too far because I was baggy clothes for probably like 8 months tops. Yeah. Like I was like I can't live like this. I was
never on the baggy shit.
I held on for a while. Like I remember, you know like in high school, like people just start switching styles. New stuff comes popular.
Not you,
bro. I was the last one. It was like grade 8. People were like getting out of like that. Well, some people were. Also, I wasn't whippy, so it was like, you know, there wasn't not everyone was listening to the same music I was, but. It was like I remember just like holding on, rocking the baggy jeans, the jerseys, matching hat, got the different Air Force Ones on, like the high tops, and like just going into like grade 9, being like, well, I guess.
Yeah, I feel that.
I actually switched over before grade 9, and I felt out of place for a bit because West Hill actually wasn't my home school, so I was like, fuck, I'm here and everyone's on the baggy shit, whatever.
Yeah.
By the time I was in grade 10, the skinny jeans had arrived. It was the New Boys era.
Yeah.
And I remember like
never jerked in my life. Well, the dance.
Yeah, and it's like it's crazy to see people go from like you were wearing baggy clothes 10 months ago. Now your jeans are skin tight. And you're fucking pin dropping.
Crazy tight jeans.
And pin dropping.
Yeah.
Like there were some dudes, I'm not gonna name names, but there's some dudes at our school who like they thought they were going pro for jerk, which is crazy.
Wild, yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah. Dude, walking around with backpacks with like a speaker with the aux on.
Yep,
like somebody have that.
Bro, I remember a dude telling me, he's like, yo, bro, I'm gonna go to LA and compete. I'm like, compete. Like
what are your attributes, bro?
Yo, I'm
97
like,
overall pin dropping.
Yo.
Like, get the fuck out of here.
I was like, nah, you're using your skills for the wrong things.
Come on, man. Yeah, that was crazy times for sure.
I feel like I know the answer to this for Chris, but I want to start with you. Do you have a personal favorite era of hip hop? Or 50 years in, hip hop has changed 40 million times.
For sure.
Do you have a favorite era personally that's like your favorite time?
I'd say 2010s.
Yeah.
2010s. I feel like the artists that I grew up listening to, or that new era when it came into like Drake, Kendrick, Cole, like they started to kind of come into their own in the 2010s.
The blog era.
Yeah, so that was like really important for me to see like Wale, Big Sean, like those guys. That's when I really got into hip hop. I was listening to like Slaughterhouse and stuff like that. So yeah, I would say like early 2010s into like mid 2010s was kind of like my favorite era of hip hop. People actually cared about like the shit that they were dropping. Artists weren't just dropping singles to drop singles and get streams. So
that's the same answer for me. What about you?
Yeah, I'm 2000s. Sure. That was like prime time for me.
Like early 2000s?
I'd say, early 2000s, like 2000 to like probably 2008 was like probably like prime time when I was like really just like obsessed with like download music every day. I was making like mixtapes for people and just like, dude, just the playlist. Remember the Windows Media Player?
Yeah.
Yes. I love just making like sick ass playlists on there.
That's a
Come home, hop on MySpace, just start like bumping music.
MySpace.
Set up a new like little playlist, go out and skate to it, dude.
Put whatever song you're bumping as like your profile on MSN.
Hell yeah.
Those are the days. Yeah, I personally feel like the blog era is the actual golden era. I've said this to a bunch of people who are like in their 40s and 50s.
Yeah.
Obviously, they're removed. But I'm like, that is actually the golden era because you didn't need to like have a lot of money to record.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? You could like someone who's a becoming artist could record music just as good as whoever you're thinking of. And then when Drake did So Far Gone, that changed the whole mixtape game. Look at these mixtapes now, Cushion Orange Juice, you know, More About Nothing, even Mac Miller's mixtapes. These mixtapes are better than albums that are coming out today.
Yeah, 100%.
You know? And it's
100%.
like, that's free music. So it's like, the fact that free music was better than like people's best albums.
Dude, that Piff, like.
Yeah. That's when I was like emotionally involved in music. Now it's like, if the man them say an album drops, I'm gonna check it out. If you tell me on the pod or whatever, then I'll check it out. But then I was like checking for niggas, like checking.
Yeah, that was different.
Yeah, now it's yo, fucking Big Sean dropped the album. I'll be like, okay, yeah.
Now those like those and those times, bro, every feature was crucial. I remember when Big Sean got the Drake feature on Made.
Yeah.
That was a huge deal. That was like, yo, Big Sean's about to blow. Saha the Prince.
Yep.
Pill.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Early Meek.
And then Twitter them times just started up. So then now we started getting that first feel of like what other people are feeling about an album too.
Yeah,
right?
that was crazy.
So that shit was kind of dope too. Compared to before, it's like, yo, if those niggas in your immediate circle in your high school weren't fucking with an album and you gotta kind of keep it to yourself.
Yeah. That was different because I remember when Kid Cudi dropped Man on the Moon.
Yeah.
Day and Night we kind of knew of before. And I heard The Prayer and Cleveland Is the Reason. But I didn't know that he had another album out. I didn't know that there were like projects to go with these songs. I thought they were loosies, but it's like I had a friend who was like, yo, hear the whole album.
Yeah.
Once Twitter happened, you don't need that friend no more. Twitter will let you know right away like what exactly you gotta listen to.
Was Cutter's back on that album?
On the mixtape it was.
Mixtape, that was
on
mixtape.
I forgot the name of the mixtape, but it was with him and Dot the Genius.
Yeah, I just remember watching that music video like all the time. I have no idea. And it's all just him rolling up.
Yeah.
Literally just rolling up.
That's a crazy part too. I was such a big Wiz Khalifa fan before I smoked any piece of bud. Like
I feel that.
Yeah. This one, you can have more than one answer, but if you have one that's above the rest, please let us know. The hip hop album you listen to the most.
Ooh.
That just has replay on replay. I'll go first. For me, it is probably Reasonable Doubt.
Okay.
Reasonable Doubt is a no skips. It gives you that old hip hop feel. And then I would probably say that and ATLians. I feel like sometimes I go back and you go back in time and you're kind of trying to feel like it was back in the day. So those are probably the two that I listen to like 100% lie. Friday Night Lights.
Oh, that's up there.
Friday Night Lights is up there with Reasonable Doubt. Yeah, I still listen to that like weekly.
I got 3. I'm gonna go with the Black Star album, the first one.
Yeah, can't go wrong with that.
Brown Skin Lady is probably my favorite hip hop song of all time. It's up there. Food and Liquor, the first one.
Yeah,
that's up there for me. And Section 80, I would say.
Section 80 is.
Those are my 3. Yeah,
that's a good 3.
Yeah, that 3 is like, first of all, it's just so Ralph. Like, there's so much bars. No, there's so much bars on those albums. Like, yeah, it's like entendre after entendre.
Shoot a lot of 3s, bitch.
But yeah, Food and Liquor. That's the album I feel like the kids now don't really get. Like, they probably don't know who Lupe is like that. But like, when Food and Liquor came out, bro, like.
Nah. I heard Kick Push on BET, and I wasn't really a BET guy like that because I was just sick of seeing Baby Boy all the time.
Screaming.
But
every day.
Yeah, I was like, yo, who's this nigga that
is this all you guys have?
Yeah, who's this skinny ass nigga on a skateboard and the track is hard and I don't even like skateboarding like that. But I realized that the track was like an entendre for drug dealing and shit. So I was like, oh, okay. And once I realized that, I'm like, yo, hip hop can have 2 meanings?
That opened your mind.
Yeah, I was like, yo, what is going on?
Oh, yeah.
So then I started listening to like the whole album and like it was a lot of double meanings for a lot of things and like his just rap style was crazy. Then he dropped the fucking the verse on Touch the Sky.
That was crazy.
And to this day, I'm like, yo, there's some bars on there that like I got when I was in my 20s that I didn't get when I was like 10 years old.
Cool as the unthawed.
Yeah.
As possessed as a gun charge.
Come as correct as a porn star. I was like, what? Like, yo, what's this nigga talking about at the time? But now, like, I grew older, I found out, so.
Yeah. And speaking of Lupe, Drake has that line where he's like, I've been at it since Lupe.
Yeah.
And I was like, why is he mentioning Lupe? Like, what's the point of that?
He respected him for sure.
And I realized now how clear Drake raps and how he enunciated. Yeah. Lupe was the originator of that. Because Lupe, every bar, you could hear, even when he's rapping fast as shit, you could hear everything he's saying, which is like kind of why Drake is so big now. But it's like, Lupe was the first, like,
to really enunciate his bar. Yeah.
Chris, what are your 3 albums you listen to the most?
Like, just by like I've probably listened to the most over my lifetime.
Your lifetime. Lifetime of your life, lifetime of hip hop.
I'll probably go Enter the 36 Chambers, Get Rich or Die Trying, and probably Carter 3, man. Like, just if I'm being like realistic, like there's a lot of other albums that I definitely like fuck with, but like, yeah, I've probably bumped those. I listened to Carter 3 like the other week. Like, I'll still throw that on.
Yeah.
But it takes me back to that spot. Or yeah, probably that's I'm good with those.
Have you guys heard that new take online that the Carter 3 is trash? You guys seen that? People have been saying that a lot.
I've seen that recently. Probably not the same one that you saw, but I've definitely seen that on like.
No, it's, a lot of people are saying it. Like, as a big thing on TikTok now, it's like.
No, I fuck with Carter 3.
Yeah, I think that's like
for me, bro.
Yeah, Carter 3 is not trash to me. Not at all.
No.
As a kid, I used to we used to go to Grand Rapids to see my uncle. Right, it's a 6-hour drive to get to Michigan and shit. And yeah, that was like that and Confessions. Like we would play those two albums. Obviously, the clean version.
Yeah,
my dad's driving. Yeah, we would be playing those albums, and I'd be listening to them on MP3 on my PSP. Multiple times. So
wow.
Yeah, Sony better give me the sponsorship. I still don't have a PS5.
Yeah. Yo,
they owe you, dude.
Yeah. I would love to have a PSP again, honestly.
Yeah.
Like, it's not gonna
I
hit
really
my pocket.
would love to get a PSP again.
Yo, I have a PSP. It's at my house.
You have a PSP?
Bro, I'll bring it in. I'll bring it in.
Sony's great with their products. Yeah.
I don't use it, but I swear I got it.
Sony,
in my
cut the check.
Yeah, cut the check, Sony.
Yeah, I feel like it's crazy. All the albums we named are kind of like somewhat lyrical, and it's like all artists who like they had multiple like big albums. 50 not as much, because I was like 50 is like one big album. The Massacre was like,
I'll say two. Massacre was pretty big.
That's pretty big.
Not compared to
compared to Get Rich, but there's just so many albums to choose from. That's kind of what I realized. You think about like how long hip hop's been around, and like you want to choose an album. Like there was a time I was listening to Run DMC, Raising Hell, like on repeat. And that album sounds like a whole different genre, obviously, from the 80s. But it's like, there's music from the 80s that is like worthy to listen to like that.
Yo, Adriel, you can only marry a certain type of person, eh?
Why?
No, I'm just hearing like your musical takes and the things that you're interested in music-wise. Like you cannot date somebody
who's not up like that.
That's not up like that. Yeah, I can't see that for you. Like I've sacrificed a lot of my musical tastes.
For your partner?
For my partner, yeah, for sure. But like, I don't think you could do it, man.
I actually have never dated someone whose musical taste is like that. Like I dated like the woman I could think of who like had a good musical taste. She's not even really a hip hop fan. She's way more of like indie pop, like that kind of thing that we've been to a lot of shows together like that.
Yeah.
But I have never dated someone who's like, you know, kind of up when it comes to music like that. So listen, I would love to meet that person. That would be amazing. But I just don't have those kind of hopes.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, most of my girlfriends, even my wife, like I feel like they've always like adapted my taste in music, or like they just like had no choice. Like I was driving, you know, maybe they throw the odd thing on, but then I feel like they always just like got into like whatever I was fucking with.
I definitely want to date somebody that's super into music. I think that's like that other layer that I haven't experienced yet.
Soca
hip hop. No. Hip hop. Hip hop.
Soca is still music. Don't do that. If I met a woman who rapped me Dead Presidents too, I'd be in love.
I'd probably go down on one knee.
Let me tell you this story. This really happened. So this is probably like 2 years ago now, maybe.
Yeah.
This girl, like, I don't really know her like that. We have mutual friends, but we follow each other on Instagram. So I'm freshly single, DM demon, hop in the DMs, we kick it, whatever. We hang out a couple of times.
Yeah.
And like, so one time we're just balling up in her garage, right? I'm just playing songs, we're talking. She's like, yeah, I love Lil Wayne. And I'm thinking, okay.
Oh, you told me this story.
I'm like, yeah, How to Love, whatever. This girl goes on her phone, goes into her history, pulls up Upgrade You Freestyle by Lil Wayne, and goes bar for bar with the blunt in her mouth.
But three things, and it can be any of these three. It doesn't have to be these three in unison. But if my future partner, if I meet somebody and they're super into anime, going down on one knee.
Game over.
I'm putting on so many fingers.
That is a whole list.
Super into anime. That's one. Number two, if she's super into movies or television.
Yeah.
Like, then I'll go down on one knee. And the last one, I don't know if my middle finger is the last finger, but then hip hop, yeah. If you're super into hip hop, then I will go down on one knee.
I feel like you got a good chance of getting 2 out of those 3. Yeah. Like maybe
in the same person?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
I think you maybe get anime and hip hop or anime and movies.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe you don't see hip hop and movies as a combo, eh?
I feel like you could, but I feel like the type of woman who's like super into hip hop,
Yeah.
that's like a personality unto its own.
None of my friends' partners are like two of those three that I think about. Nah.
That's rare. That's
Nah.
rare.
Actually, no, one. Shout outs to Carrie. I think her, but everybody else, yeah, it's maybe one out of the three.
I think hip hop's the hardest out of those three. I think, but here's the thing is, you also can convert them.
Of course. Yeah.
But I know you want them to have it before.
I want them to I want to have that conversation when we're walking and stuff.
Yeah, because I think anime is the hardest to convert out of those three.
Anime's tough. If she's not into it from jump, then she's not going to be into it.
And you know, women have this whole thing about anime. I remember I was talking about anime one time, and this woman, like, you know, she was listening, whatever, and then she was like, thank God that's over. And I was like, whoa. Like,
see ya.
Get out of here.
She's like, I hate anime guys and guys who play video games. And yeah, you know, there are those women who that's like, you know.
Shit, I'm not for you. I'll tell you that.
So it's like, that's going to be the hardest. But yeah, right. If you find a hip hop lover and like I think if you find a movie lover, like that, like if you find a movie lover, you'll be in. Like, yeah. That's
what I need in my life, I think.
Movie lover's realistic though. Like, you know, most people like movies.
Yeah.
Nah, but
you mean love?
No, but like the kind of movies that
like,
Ralph wants to watch. Yeah,
movies,
like if she wants to play Clueless on repeat, like
okay,
that doesn't count as a
like,
movie.
I want to sit
way.
there and like talk in depth about the individual themes that we've seen throughout the film and where that person got inspiration and what similar films we could potentially watch, and let's talk about something else.
Yes, yeah.
I'm serious. Let's talk about something else.
You could have multiple answers, and this could be any range in terms of success. That artist who you can't just get into. They could be super popular. They could be legends.
Yeah.
But personally yourself, you don't bump their music.
Logic.
Ooh.
Logic. I will never listen to Logic.
Yeah, Logic is a tough one. I used to be a Logic fan. I've seen Logic in concert 3 times, so I can't really.
Wow.
Yeah, I just kept meeting women who like Logic.
Did you know he's half black?
He never talked about it.
Oh, okay.
Were you at the YG one?
I was at the YG one.
Yeah, I went for YG because I'm with you with Logic. That's not the one I would pick, but
I think for me, there's 2 of them. One is Kyle. I don't know if you know Kyle, who had that song thing. I just think he's corny. I don't know. Like I feel like I could smell it on him. And
smells like a plant, an industry plant.
And the other one is Vic Mensa. Vic Mensa.
Yo, I was fucking with Vic at the beginning still.
I was about to his Down on My Luck, that era when he first came out.
Yeah.
I thought he was gonna be the truth. And he had some songs with Chance that were fire, Family. But as it gone on, and I think it's the internet now, like you get to hear more of these people talk and like how they move, which makes it worse. You know what I'm saying? Like he just gave me the vibe of that dude who's like trying to be cool. You know what I'm saying? He's not necessarily being himself. He's trying to do what he thinks is cool or imitate people who he thinks are cool. Kind of like how people say Logic. They always say, Logic's trying to be Kendrick. Logic's trying to be so-and-so.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, you do meet those kids like when growing up who are like that, where it's like, they're wearing the same shoes as you, but they're wearing it because you're wearing it.
Man,
you know?
I saw a video the other day. Logic said, nigga, yo, I got sick to my stomach, bro.
Talking about the one where he's with his dad and he's like...
I think it was that one.
Yeah. It was kind of...
That one made me sick.
I
felt disgusted. Anyway, continue, bro.
Yeah, I think those are the 2 for me, Kyle and Vic Mensa. Right. I think of the OGs, there's no OGs that I have that kind of like feeling for. There's definitely OGs who I don't listen to personally that I probably should listen to more. Like Ice Cube is one like I definitely...
I never got into Ice Cube.
I should type in Ice Cube more. Like everyone who I've spoken to who's like older than us, they talk about Ice Cube like he's hove for a hove.
Facts.
You know?
Yeah.
So
no, he's a legend for sure. I just never got into
him. Personally, I've never listened to Ice Cube
when he came out, we were born.
Yeah.
So like for me to go back, the music didn't really hit me like that. And the cultural relevancy was kind of past where I was growing up. So.
And he stopped. That's what I realized too. Is like someone like Snoop, like "Drop It Like It's Hot" was like a big song when we came up, but
Cube
like
stopped heavy, bro.
But Snoop had been a big artist for 10 years before that.
So when I became conscious, Cube was like he was an artist, but he was an actor.
Are we there yet?
That's exactly. That's how. Yeah, like
that's your introduction to him was
not my full introduction to him,
but basically,
like,
wow.
How I saw Ice Cube was an actor. Bro,
interesting.
When
did Are We There Yet come out? Like
04, 03?
Yeah.
It came out that early?
I was like 9 years old.
I had never seen an Ice Cube music video.
Man.
Yeah. Yeah, I had never seen an Ice Cube music video, but when I seen Are We There Yet? Like, Are We There Yet was the first, like...
And then, when I was even younger, like, obviously, Boys in the Hood was playing on BET a lot. So I never really saw him, like that. I always saw him as, when I was really taking in music, like, he was already an actor. He was an actor.
He's already an actor. Yeah, Are We There Yet?
2005,
2005. I was, fucking 12 years old.
Damn.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, Chris, you got one? An artist that you're just...
Joyner Lucas.
I liked him at the very beginning, but now I'm kind of...
You would like Joyner Lucas.
Trailing off right now.
You know what's funny? Like, this is you can delete this after, but I always find it funny because I was one.
We
friend.
are not.
Yo, you can't. Okay,
you can delete it before you send it to me.
You're right. Maybe I should. No, but one of my buddies, he's white, obviously, and he's like,
obviously.
It's not obvious. You got black friends.
No, I'm just saying, like, where I go with hold tight.
Joyner Lucas. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Where I'm going with this is we were talking like, yo, who's your favorite rappers? Guy goes, Eminem, Logic, Joyner Lucas.
Jesus.
That's a crazy trifecta.
He likes the triple time raps.
Yeah. Oh, no, sorry. He also included Yellow Wolf.
Yeah, he likes the triple time raps.
Yeah, and I was like, okay, we're done talking about hip hop together.
Okay, let's
that's why I said he's white, obviously.
Obviously, no. With that 4, if he's black with that 4, that's crazy.
I'm surprised you put Joyner in there.
Yeah.
This was not...
And half a Logic, because he's half black. Continue.
He never talks about it. How do you know that? Let's stop right here for a second before we move on, because this was not in the notes. But let's talk about white rappers. It's a big part of hip hop. Hip hop is very much black culture. We had the Beastie Boys, Vanilla Ice early on. We have people like Eminem, Mac Miller, Yellow Wolf,
half of Logic,
half of Logic,
Joyner Lucas.
I think that Mac Miller was probably, and sorry, not that. Jack Harlow right now is he's gonna go where a white boy has never gone in hip hop.
Yes, I agree with that.
But Mac Miller was probably the best like mix of both sides of like, if you like raps, he has the raps for you. If you just like music, because a lot of black people don't listen to white rappers, period. Like that's just a thing that I've realized. Like they could be making the same music as so-and-so. Like when I first started listening to G-Eazy, that's when it clicked with me. I was like, G-Eazy is making the kind of music that y'all like.
Yeah.
You know, like G-Eazy is making like heavy like trap music. Like someone who likes Moneybagg Yo should like G-Eazy, you know? But people don't listen to white rappers. It's just like a thing that like black people don't do.
Bro,
where does that come from?
If Mac Miller came out today, bro, he'd be bigger than Jack.
What? If Mac Miller was still alive, he'd be bigger than Jack for sure.
I don't know if he was still alive because the era he came into, like his viewership was turning into more of like a cult type viewership. So I don't think he would have grown in terms of viewership.
Nah.
He was starting to dry down a little bit.
Frank Mac had a whole TV show that was #1 for the whole time.
You're forgetting Jack is super engraved in like pop culture. Like Mac was kind of like, I'm gonna drop something and keep to myself. You know what I mean?
I think that's true. I think Mac became more like that the more he got into the pop culture shit. I think Mac would have went more the Frank Ocean route, where everyone's obsessed with him. He's like a big artist.
Yeah, maybe.
But like we don't see from him that often. That's what I think would have been Mac Miller's.
Or Mac probably would have got into acting too. I feel like he probably would have got into yeah.
I mean, I could see him acting. Like him and Vince Staples together is like hilarious.
Yeah,
like just that like energy of them hanging out.
Schoolboy too.
Him and Schoolboy. Oh my god. Dude, yeah. Even just like but where he was going with music, when he came out with Swimming and then he passed away, like Swimming, and even like oh my god, what was like the soul album right before
Divine Feminine?
Yeah, like those albums, like he was really starting to like mature with his sound, and I think he was like coming into that part where he's singing more. He's like kind of bringing in soul samples and R&B and like he was maturing with like his audience rather than just doing like when he first came out, he did have that little bit of frat rap kind of style.
Yeah, like Lasher off.
But you could tell that he was like a fan of the culture, and like he did his research. He was like
for sure.
That's fair.
He was aware.
He sampled Lord Finesse on the first project.
Yeah.
I think he probably would have, like, Jack Harlow probably still would have been in the Jack Harlow spot. Like, Jack would have, if you're talking about white rappers or comparing him to the black rappers, Jack would have been more in the Drake spot and Mac would have been in the Kendrick spot. Yes. And I think because Mac plays instruments too, he would have brought a musicality to his music that no one else could compete with.
Yeah.
You know, if you think of where it went, people like Anderson .Paak, people like Robert Glasper and how it grew, it's like Mac Miller was right down that lane where it's like, he would have been. But my point was, I think it's not going to change. I think that Jack Harlow is going to be an outlier of black people listening to him and having that fan base.
Yeah.
But we're 50 years in and it has not changed. We're 50 years into hip hop, and it's like, if you're a white rapper, I don't care what music you're making. It's likely that they're not listening to you.
I think Jack will break through though. For sure.
Yeah. No, Jack has a black woman on his side. If you're a black woman on your side,
you're locked
you
in.
could do anything.
Yeah.
You could do anything. Yeah. I feel like, you know, it's interesting. No matter the type of music, because even Logic is for the quote unquote hip hop heads, you know. But there are a lot of black people who are like, I don't want to hear nothing Logic has to say.
I want to hear half of Logic because he's half black.
Sorry, never mind.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say this is kind of not the same, but were you guys ever? Do you guys know like? You might be this person, but or do you know people who would like say they'd have like a song and it was like, you know, they have two artists on it, but they don't like the one verse, where they would like edit the song and like take out part of it?
I was never that person because it
No?
was just too much work.
Yeah.
I would usually just skip to the next.
That's fair.
But everybody has those tracks that they really fuck with, and then a certain verse comes on and you want to switch it.
Yeah, that back in the day, I used to hate Bun B for that. Every time his verse came on, I
Really?
said, why is Bun B? I used to hate Bun B.
You
for
didn't
that.
like Bun B? Dude, I
Used to-
saw him in concert.
Bro, he used to ruin every
Oh my God,
song.
Every song is crazy.
Nah, he was on songs not supposed to be on. Like, it's not like
What songs did he ruin?
I don't even remember at this point, but I used to hate Bun B.
Damn.
But that was in the days when it was like the real remix days. Remember the real remix days? Like, They Know, Welcome to My Hood.
Yeah.
Like, those
I
were
felt that way about Pitbull. When Pitbull got on like hip hop tracks, I was like, fuck, man.
Yes.
Let's keep it moving, bro.
Pitbull is one of
No
the
disrespect
goats.
to Pitbull, but it's
Nah,
like,
Pitbull's a legend.
he is 100%.
Mr. Worldwide.
First of all, when I found out it was the same Pitbull who's doing all this different pop stuff, I couldn't believe it. I'm like, because he used to have cornrows.
Facts.
So I said, this is the same dude. Man went bald and said,
Yeah,
gave him a linen shirt and said, Dale.
Yep.
Then, mind you, I found out Pitbull has 21 kids.
Is that real?
From
I saw
18
that video.
women.
I saw that video. Is that real? Because I saw a comment that said he only has 6.
To multiply a man's kids like that is crazy. But either way, we never see Pitbull. Now we have an idea of what he's really doing with his time.
Yeah.
I don't want to put kids on the man's name like that.
He has kids.
Yeah, 21 is
The
a big
20,
Yeah, 21 is
6.
crazy.
21's wild.
That's more than triple.
That's why he's working so hard. Like, no, you see that. Like, dudes who are so rich, it's
yeah.
like, they want to
He has 6 kids. He has 6
There you
kids.
go.
Yeah,
He's
21
like,
kids is
Nick
crazy.
Cannon is still, holding it down.
Yeah, he's still the GOAT.
Nick Cannon,
The GOAT.
Dwight Howard, Zion's making his way
I
there.
seen Elon Musk has 10 kids, 5 women.
I saw that too.
Yeah, he's popping off, but he's rich.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. I don't know if you saw this clip. I don't know if you saw this clip either. It hasn't gone viral, which I think is pretty weird, but Reason was on a podcast. Shout out to Rory and Maul. And he talked about Drake and Kendrick. And they talked about the Control verse. It's the 10-year anniversary of the Control verse. Obviously, if y'all don't know, Kendrick shouted out a bunch of rappers on that verse. Big Crit, Wale, A$AP Rocky, Drake, Mac Miller, Tyler, bunch of people. And they said, how come Drake and Kendrick never got into that real beef? That would probably be the biggest beef in hip-hop history if that really happened. And Reason basically said he would take Drake in the beef. If Drake and Kendrick went to war, he's taking Drake. And he gave a caveat. His caveat was, he said, Kendrick is good at making moments. So if Kendrick had some tea, like Pusha T had, then maybe Kendrick might win. But if it's straight raps, he's taking Drake.
The only reason I don't want to declare a winner off of this or claim that Kendrick would win is because we've never seen Kendrick in like real warfare. Like we've seen Drake in multiple battles and he's come out pretty successful in most of them.
I'll
say even the ones that I feel like he's lost, he's put out great diss records back to the person. We haven't seen Kendrick in that. We've seen Kendrick more on the subliminal route.
Yeah.
And yeah, the moments like Control, for example. So yeah, I don't want to declare a winner. Kendrick does have potential, has a lyricist to wash somebody in a battle, but has he done it? Just because I'm nice with nunchucks doesn't mean I'm gonna fucking win every fight.
That's what I think too, is like, I think that especially Meek Mill really put this on blast of like, just because you can rap doesn't mean you can win this battle.
Yeah.
Just because you can rap doesn't mean you're going to come with the best move here. I think Drake has shown he knows how to move, where to put the subliminals, where to put the real bars, where to put a full song, a full verse. Kendrick, I believe Kendrick has that skill too, but I would say Drake is definitely more seasoned.
Yeah.
Like Drake is like, this is, not his first rodeo if it were to go down like that.
Yeah.
My prediction is that is going to happen at some point. I don't know when, I don't know how serious it is going to get, But I think there is going to become a time when it's more than subliminals.
Bro, it's like basketball. Like Jason Tatum is a better basketball player than Jimmy Butler.
Mm-hmm.
But Jimmy Butler more times cooks that nigga in the playoffs.
Facts. That's a good comparison.
So it's like, what are you gonna do, bro? If I really live this warfare shit, I'm gonna beat you, bro.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it would be interesting. Because my thing is that Drake against Kendrick, no one's gonna question his pen after that, even if he loses. I think just how close that would be, regardless. Because I don't see a world where Kendrick washes him. I think if Kendrick gets on his lyrical miracle spiritual, that's not gonna fly in this arena. You know, it's gonna have to be more. People could follow along, could bump to it. You know what I mean? Like,
so you think Drake would lose to Kendrick?
I think it's possible, but I think it would be a win for Drake regardless. I think Kendrick has more to lose in this sense because people look at Kendrick as the superior lyricist. So if Drake holds his own or even ends up winning, it looks better for Drake. If Kendrick wins, it's like Kendrick's a lyricist. You know, he's supposed to win type of thing.
And does Kendrick have a project that you think that people like just don't fuck with?
No.
Not one, I don't think.
I don't think he has any misses on his discography.
And I think Drake has some misses.
Yeah, I would say he has a couple
maybe
misses.
a bigger discography. But because he has those misses, and you look at Kendrick was just like no misses.
Damn near flawless.
Yeah.
People kind of I feel like maybe there's that kind of mindset where it's like, dude, this guy just doesn't miss.
Yo, that should be a conversation for another pod. Like Chris brought up a good point. Like, how many artists out there have not one album miss?
But think about how long he takes to drop, and it's almost like that's probably makes sense.
But that adds to it too, right?
Yeah. It's Kendrick and Outkast. That's it.
Yeah.
Travis is up there.
Travis hasn't missed yet.
Yeah. There's a couple, but it's not a lot. It's not a lot.
But Kendrick's like outright. I think everybody will agree there's not a single miss. I think you could find it in Travis. People would say they might not like this, but it could be biased.
Yeah, people could try and nitpick. I think the difference with Kendrick is, and this is like kind of where I think we should kind of get to the next part of this conversation, is like Drake kind of be the number one spot. Like Diddy said he has Drake in his top 3. For a bunch of legends to be like, you know, Jim Jones saying Drake is the GOAT. I think that like for 50 years in, Drake is as big as rapper has ever been.
For sure.
By a mile.
100%.
Like it's not even close.
Yeah.
And I think it's like such a unique thing that we don't give Drake that like GOAT status. Like,
as I said earlier on this episode, we don't give that status until somebody's either dead or retires.
And I think that is a hip hop thing that we got to stop, because I feel like, you know, Drake called himself Michael Jackson. Drake is the Michael Jackson of this era.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, remember how successful he is?
Yeah.
Like, he really is. And even though I love Kendrick, I realize this in a sense, and like, it's crazy no one's mentioned this because Kendrick is a genius for this. Kendrick benefits so much from being him against Drake. If it was Kendrick against Cole, different story. It would be a whole different way we talk about all of this. But Kendrick against Drake benefits Kendrick because Drake, in terms of sales, popularity, influence, is miles past Kendrick. Kendrick is really more battling with J. Cole in terms of all of those things. Sales, influence, like that's where Kendrick really lives. But the fact that we always say Kendrick versus Drake, to Kendrick versus J. Cole, we elevate Kendrick. And that's helped his career this whole entire time, because he, you know, in terms of like how big they are as an artist and their influence, Drake should really be by himself. So it's like, I think that's part of why we don't give Drake his credit, is because Kendrick's the person right there we always compare him to. Yeah. And everyone will say Kendrick raps better, makes better music.
No misses on that.
And so it's like, Kendrick's a genius for that, in a sense, like, you know, always aligning himself with Drake.
And he keeps himself quiet. So now it forces us as the audience to push that conversation for him. A lot of artists, they push that conversation for themselves. Oh, you guys aren't listening to me. Listen to me. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. Kendrick's so quiet that now his fans are just advocating for him in every single fucking battle. Yeah. Case in point. I'm fighting for a nigga that I barely hear from.
Literally.
So there you go.
Yeah. My thing in the next 50 years, and hopefully we could still be alive to talk about hip hop then, is how the GOAT conversation evolves. Because what Drake has done up to this point, there's no one has come close to doing this by any means. Even when I think about Jay being the GOAT, Jay was never the best-selling rapper at any point in his career. That never happened one time. And so it's like, how will that change of how we view things, what we think is, you know, holds more weight? Because if you look at it like, you know, Drake is Michael and Kendrick is Prince, someone saying Prince is better than Michael is almost like an unpopular opinion. you're kind of hipster for thinking that. You know what I'm saying? You're like, okay, we get it.
Yeah.
You're different, you know. Kendrick has made it so that's not the case, you know, because Michael is seen as the universal, like, king of pop. He's the best. Don't argue that. Even though, personally, I like Prince more. Like, I bump Prince way more than Michael. But it's like, for anyone who was there, how big Michael is, you can't put Prince above Michael. There's no way you can do that.
Right.
But we are in a place where we can put Kendrick above Drake. So I want to see how that grows because Drake is breaking records every single day.
Facts.
And in hip hop in those past 50 years, we've only seen a few people do something like this, and none of them have done it like how Drake's done it.
Yeah. That's like the perfect, I'd say that's like the perfect like comparison, like Michael and Prince, and then Drake and Kendrick. Because it's like the exact same styles, right? Or not the same styles, but the comparison of the two, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, I think that the listenership of Kendrick and the listenership of Prince is probably somebody who is, you know, on average, they're going to be more ingrained in the music.
More of a music fan.
More of a music fan, more of like maybe like more of an intellect. And you're going to get the broader interest, the person who's like more of like just a broad listener. They're going to have more of those because there's more of those people that are fans of like Michael Jackson and Drake just because they're so like, they're like the top of the pop, right? But it's like real music. But then again, you also, we're talking about some of these great artists that are putting Drake at the top. It's like they're still putting him at the top too, even though I might think that they would put Kendrick.
I just listen. I don't honestly believe Drake is the GOAT. I'm still a Jay-Z guy, but I do want there to be a day when it's like common knowledge that everyone's calling Drake the GOAT.
Yeah,
you know what? I think that's just what we're working towards.
Definitely.
I like your anime suggestion in here, but quickly.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Did you do this one last week? No,
this is new. Come on, man.
So quickly, I want to talk about hip hop and TV and movies. You talked about Baby Boy and fucking Boys in the Hood.
For sure.
All these other, you know, kind of pieces of film that hip hop's a part of. The one that I always think of when it comes to hip hop is the Boondocks. In that show that were hip hop songs, the artists they had do voices in that show. It's like, look where hip hop has made it to. Yeah. You know? And then them actually covering hip hop, the Thugnificent shit.
Yep.
Gangstalicious.
Kelly.
Yeah, R. Kelly, Chris Brown.
Axe.
It's like
Boondocks is up there for sure. I saw a clip the other day. It was the Cat Williams pit name stuff back when he's like, bitch dependency is a disease.
That was scripture. Yeah. When I saw that when I was a kid, I was like,
it will ruin your mind.
Smart.
And more importantly, your finances. I was like, yo, fuck, this guy's right. Yeah.
That was big. Even Cat Williams being in that.
Yep.
When they had that beef with Granddad.
You know what I was gonna say for mine in terms of hip hop relevancy in media. I was gonna say Straight Outta Compton, one of the best hip hop biopics for a group. But also Atlanta, man, like having one of your main characters be a rapper and deal with a lot of the shit that rappers deal with, like going overseas on touring, meeting other rappers and doing all that shit. Like that just clicked in my head as you talked about Boondocks, right? So yeah, definitely Atlanta for sure on the TV side, and then on the movie side. Straight Outta Compton, the best hip hop biopic so far.
And I'd say ATL.
ATL's up there.
ATL's a big one.
It just doesn't have too much to do with like music. Yeah.
Just as like the culture in Atlanta and like how big Atlanta is in hip hop now. Like even then, like Atlanta was a big deal, but like fast forward 20 years later. And then Drumline is the other one. Because it's like they're not even, let's say, doing hip hop songs. They do a couple of hip hop songs. But it's just the energy of that culture is like, that was definitely for a hip hop audience. You know what I mean? Like, that same movie could have been made like High School Musical and could have been very clean cut. It's such a different vibe. Yeah. They gave it the like hip hop vibe. Like he's always wearing a bandana. You know what I'm saying? Like
for sure.
So it's like seeing the hip hop culture more than actual music itself. Being a part of some of these things is like you can identify it right away. And it's like most of these things that have the hip hop culture in them have lasting power. You know, like. So I like to see that, you know, that culture has some staying power.
Yeah, definitely.
Chris, you got one?
Like a movie that with...
Movie, TV, that's just, you know, hip-hop influence that you're always going to remember.
Hustle and Flow.
Amazing.
Hustle and Flow, man. But
have you ever whooped a trick?
Buddy, I've whooped a couple tricks, dude. I've whooped a couple tricks. Let me tell you, sir. I remember watching that movie and being obsessed, watched a couple times, and then like... it come out anyway. A few years later, I go to media class, and we're watching it in high school. I was so hyped.
Wow,
yeah, dude, it was the best.
That must have been lit,
dude. I was pumped.
My dog said I whooped a couple tricks.
You didn't see that coming, eh? You did not see that coming.
I thought he was just gonna stutter and keep it moving. Get to the next topic. That's funny.
We're having fun today, boys.
Oh my god! Speaking of anime,
yes, we weren't speaking of anime.
Boondocks.
Oh yeah, I guess
Anime adjacent.
Okay, anime adjacent.
The fights.
Yeah,
that would be my
fights
anime.
were good.
I don't watch anime, but
that would be your anime.
Yeah, for sure. That and South
That'd
Park.
be your suggestion.
That and
South Park.
That's crazy. Anime suggestion of the week. Appreciate you lining me up with this. Bleach. A lot of people watch Bleach. It is a classic. So I'm not going there yet. I'm gonna go a level deeper than just Bleach. So Bleach came out when we were all in high school.
Yeah.
For Chris when he was a little bit out of high school because he's old. Sounding effects for yourself is crazy. I respect that still. So Bleach is a top level anime, but they came back, they remastered everything, and they remade everything for this final like saga. It's called the 1,000-Year Blood War. Wow. And like it is just fight after fight after fight. So if you're into like anime fights, this we'll say season of Bleach, and it's still ongoing, is really meant for you because the animation is on point and the fights are constant. And the character designs are really cool. So if you're a fan of Bleach and you haven't got a chance to watch like this next chapter in it, like that came out like fucking 10 years later or whatever the case is, please watch the 1,000-Year Blood War arc of Bleach. I think there's like 18 episodes out right now as we record this podcast.
I don't say it's part of the start of anime becoming more popular because that was one of the few animes when it came out, it was a big deal.
So right after Dragon Ball Z aired, which we all know and got a lot of us people into anime, it was the big three that came after, which was Naruto, Bleach, and One Piece.
Yeah.
And Naruto's still kind of going on now. Bleach just came back, and One Piece is like on episode 1,100, whatever. So yeah, it's pretty cool. Like the nostalgia is definitely there,
especially because it's like I think people. Young people are just used to anime being like what it is now.
Yeah.
When that was not the case, 10, 12, 15 years ago. And on top of it, it's like, how many animes do you remember dropping and like it being a big deal when they dropped? Like that wasn't a normal thing at that time. Like Dragon Ball had it on lock, like new episodes for sure.
Yeah.
Like I was getting my cousin to tape Dragon Ball and be like, yo, I'm gonna catch it when I see you. Like,
I was upset when I missed an episode of Dragon Ball because then when I went to school,
everyone's talking about it.
Were talking about it and I missed like what happened. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I definitely missed that era. Streaming now made it a lot easier for you to like go back and watch a lot of things. So hopefully you guys get that opportunity to go back, watch a lot of these classic animes that are out there that kind of got the rest of us into it. So I'm gonna show my kids a lot of animes that I watch.
You know what's funny? You say that. I saw someone say that like that's what they're gonna do with their kids is like we're gonna be watching just anime in the house. I'm like, that's not a bad idea. Like just inundate your kids with anime. Like
I'd rather my kid watch anime than like some of these stupid ass cartoons that
the
are
Paw Patrol.
Yeah. Fuck Paw Patrol. Go watch Goku.
Yeah, no, I'm so with that because like my little brother, you met him. He's probably the biggest anime fan like in our whole family. Like I have some cousins who are super into anime, but like. Him being the youngest one and so into anime is like that makes total sense. And it's like an anime you is always gonna be raised right. So it's like 100%. I really wanted to change this segment for this week, but I felt like let's stay consistent. We've been doing a good job over a year of podcasting on our way to episode 50. Non-rap suggestion of the week. I went with a song that I play a lot. And this is probably one of the songs that if I meet someone new and they know this song, I can be like, okay, all right, you know a little something. Yeah. That's Heart Don't Stand a Chance by Anderson .Paak.
Don't stand a chance.
Every time.
Fucks with that.
And it's also a good song that if someone hasn't heard it, it's really good the first time.
Yeah.
That's kind of why I thought of it as like, if you never heard this song before and I play this song, sometimes you play someone a song and they're not really paying attention and it's all like, you know. This is one where like the first time they hear, they go, "Okay, let me download this."
No, it's up there for sure.
So for sure, Anderson .Paak, Heart Don't Stand a Chance.
I am gonna drop a song again from the Baby Driver soundtrack because it's been on repeat for the last couple of weeks post Caribana as well. Harlem Shuffle by Bob and Earl.
Wow,
nice vibe, nice energy. It's one of if you watch the movie, it's one of the I think it's the second song that plays. Which is pretty cool. So you guys check that out. Harlem Shuffle by Bob and Earl.
Baby Driver cut the check.
Facts. And Sony.
Yeah. There's a lot of people that owe you checks right now, man.
Yeah, bro. Chris, you have a track?
Yeah. Let's see. No.
Sorry for burning you.
No. I always want to like give like a good track because I always go like I've been especially like with like summer. I'm always like I'm listening to like a little more different things at different times. I'm a mood guy, so I was either gonna, you know what one do I want to give him? What do I want to give him?
You could do the new Damian Lillard track. I shoot a lot of threes, bitch.
I was gonna go El Ho de Mama by Ralphie Pagian.
Okay,
it's like from like the 50s.
Okay,
Yeah, some random, just like on my like late night. Chill vibes.
Yeah,
chill vibes.
Getting some work done. Hanging out. Yeah, I feel you.
Chris is always Mr. International. I'm telling you.
I feel you.
Dude, I found this sick playlist called. It wasn't on this playlist, but it's just the playlist is called Mexican Cartel. But it's just all like that. Like
they're canceled.
Yeah, I am. All right, you might want to delete this part, but that's the name of the playlist, and it's all like the stuff from like what's the.
From the Mexican Cartel?
From the movie, yeah. From like the Netflix,
you're talking about with Pedro Pascal.
Yeah. Oh my
Chapo.
God. El Chapo. Yeah. It's like all stuff from like that. So I'm bumping that like dinner time.
Okay. All right. I rocks with that.
We
gave you guys a good long episode today.
Yeah.
Episode 38 for the people. Appreciate anybody that's made it this far. Instagram, TikTok, Life. Just follow us. YouTube.
Don't follow us in Life. YouTube though, like, share, comment, subscribe.
Follow me everywhere I go.
More followers in real life. Yeah, I think it's it. Like us everywhere. Subscribe to us everywhere. And please let us know what you have some of the answers for these questions. If you're watching this on Instagram, on YouTube, any of these questions we ask each other, if you got a different answer, someone we forgot to mention, please let us know.
Yeah, that's episode 38 for the people. Appreciate you guys listening. And until next time, I shoot a lot of threes.